3, 2, 1.
Hi, welcome to Dogman TP Hunting, and if you're listening to this, it'll be on the Interdimensional Voyagers podcast. Thank you for dropping in. It's an interview, and today I've got a guy that I spoke to a few times on chat on my lives, and really interesting guy. Had some fantastic stories, and I thought, you know what? I thought, let's invite him onto the show because some of the stuff he's experienced is just amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm really pleased to invite and have Sean on the show. Okay, let's have a look. Hey, Sean. Ooh,
How's it going, brother, bro?
there we go. Hey, how you doing? Thank you very much for
I was
coming
down
on.
and now I'm up. How about that?
Yeah.
I got a good
Yeah.
sense of humour, man.
Innit? You know what I
You
mean?
need that to
Yeah.
survive, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, that's right. Otherwise, you definitely would cry nowadays. It's good. No. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've had a few visitors recently. Things are interesting. Yeah.
Okay.
We were sort of discussing shadow beings, weren't we? Let's dive down that
Yeah.
rabbit hole, as it were. To me,
Let's have a look.
shadow
Yeah.
beings are cryptids. Okay.
Okay. Right.
The apparitions and things, ghosts and things, tend to be more of a like whitish sort of powdery sort of cloud, don't they? Like the one that saw on them candles you showed fairly recently.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
more of
That.
a sort of a ghosty type of thing to me. That's my interpretation of said thing. Beings that can travel into different dimensions and things. Okay. The higher up the scale you go, the lighter everything is. Therefore, you can disappear. Extraterrestrials refer to it as the slip. The slip is also used by spacecraft, okay? They can cloak. The higher up the scale you can be, or evolve as it were, therefore you can control how you are. They come down to our third density, the third dimension and things, right? I talk about it in lame-o terms because, well, that's me. But my understanding, they can become more solid. Therefore, you can see said thing, yeah?
Right. Yeah.
But then they can enter the slip because they can operate in many different levels. Frequency, okay? Vibration. That's how they do it. They enter. The other word I would use, right? I'm going to say a word. I'm going to say a name. Reply with something that you think is irrelevant. Merlin.
Folklore.
Right. Magic. When you are connected to the all that is, God, right? You have a lot more abilities. When you were created in other places, you have more opportunities. You have everything connected within you. The higher up the density are, the lighter being you are. I had a conversation last week with a 12th dimensional being. They came into my room, my space, as I see them as a completely light, white light silhouette energy. That's how I see them. That's how I vision them. I can have a conversation with them with my mind or speak through my heart. You can speak to many through your heart, okay? We had a conversation. Well, I don't know if it's really go there, but it was just about the concept of being horny. Lol. I mean, it was one of them, and we shared an experience. There's no physical touchy or nothing like that. It's just to share the emotions and things, the consciousness of another. Sharing an experience. It's a beautiful thing, man. There's no weirdness. I mean, people will be like, oh my God, but no, it's nothing like that at all. Anyway, shadow beings. I think they're cryptids, okay?
Okay.
When you, to me, Tommy, right? I called the little one Tommy. I've been a HGV driver for 14 years, okay?
Yeah.
I became friendly with cryptids 12 years ago. Bigfoot, okay? Sasquatch. It's a household name, is it not? Well, in people's minds, they have trouble with them when they see them because it's just, they're so out there, you know what I mean? The ancients, man. They're the ancients, you know? I've known them for 12 years, dude. They're a beautiful race of hairy people. I call them the hairy folk, right? That's how I refer to them. The Alpha, he's amazing. He's, well, a giant. It's a word. His energy and presence is amazing. You want to step back when he comes over, and he's friendly with me, like, you know what I mean? But his energy and presence, you want to step back because of the power he commands within the space, you know? It's immense. It really is. And he's friendly towards me. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it. But anyway, shadow beings, right?
Yeah.
They can change density, okay?
If I stop you at some point, it's because I've got to, from what you said, I've got to just go over a little bit because there's people
do it.
This,
yeah.
And I've got.
I'm just trying to give my understanding.
Yeah, that's fine. So if we carry on with shadow beings, and you're saying that they're cryptids.
Yeah. I believe they are a member of the cryptid family. There are many different species or different types of cryptid. Dogman are included. I'm very familiar with those.
Okay.
Not every meeting with them has been very pleasant, mind you. But like, you know, if you want to have a conversation about those, I can go there. It's the same with reptilians. I know those. I know many different ones. But shadow beings, they can appear. When they're in a denser form of being able to see more of them, they are, to me, an inky, translucent being. When they're in their hardest density, when you can see them the most clearly, yeah? They're an inky, translucent being that you can see through. The small 3-foot version, I'm going to start by telling you how we met. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing, but I arrived in Leeds with my lorry. I've got an hour and a bit to kill, and I'm kind of 10-15 minutes into being out there. I'm like, well, I kind of really need a pee, and cut a long story short, I'll get out the truck, and I walks down the end of the buildings, around the back a little ways, and you just take care of business like you do when you got to go, and you're looking around a bit like you do, and I noticed this dark spot on the wall. It's about 10 feet away from me. There's like a gap in the foliage, all hedges and things around the back of there. There's a footpath goes all the way around the side of the warehouses and that like. But I noticed this dark patch on the wall. It's about the size of a football. It's a really dark patch. That area is in shadow with the lighting and, you know, the street lights and things. This is night time, right? This is like nearly 4 a.m. in the morning, okay? It's dark.
Yep,
okay. It's autumn time. There's this dark patch appears on the wall. So I'm like, oh, what the frick's that? And you just merrily emptying your tank, and then the freaking wall springs to life. And I'm like, ah! Like that. I did kind of up a little bit, but not too much, because you don't want it down your leg, do you? You know what I mean? It's like, ah! One of them moments. And I'm like, and I look like, and oh my God, this face appears. And I'm like, what the is that? The top of the head is like Bart Simpson's hairdo. You know, you see me finger, the up and down, you know, the hairdo of Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
You all know Bart Simpson, right?
Yeah.
And there's these two really white big eyes, and they're sort of that sort of shape, right? Both really big. There's no mouth, no nose, or nothing. And I'm like, oh, and the eyes are just sort of like that. Like they're like 3D. 60s cartoon style eyes is the best way to describe it. If you sort of remember the really old cartoons.
What they were what you mean they were vibrating, or they were just like big saucers?
They, you feel like with the light aspect of their eyes glowing, they're kind of like that. It's like a 3D sort of effect, and it just you stand there and you're like, well, you're mesmerised by it, but like it's like what the frick, and that was the first time that we met, and I mean, I like zipped up my floor and like did one night. And I got back in the truck and that, and I was like, well, that was interesting. This is like 2019, all right? I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and I've had me some experiences. I'm well into everything, you know what I mean? But I ain't never seen that before. A couple of nights passed, right? And I'm like, and I didn't need to go, like, but I walked around there again, like, and I just seen this rear end of this little 3-foot inky translucent dude and his little cute butt cheeks doing one away from me. I'm like, well, I just started chuckling because just seeing him run away from me and the little butt cheeks, like, and from then on, it really took a shine to me. I didn't pursue him or anything. I just laughed a lot and I turned around and walked away. I just got back in the cab and like over the course of a week or so, it then started coming in the cab. The lorry had just rocked just a little bit, and like I'd be laying on the bunk, like I got a cab in the back, like I'd stick it on brake and just chill. And you feel the lorry started to rock just a really tiny bit because of their size and that, but they weigh a little bit. And then I'd hear the dashboard creaking. There's a big dashboard in a lorry, right? And he's sitting on the centre of the flipping dashboard in my head. It's just where the cracking sound is coming from in the plastic, like, and you hear like that. And I'm like, what the frick? He's in here with me, like. And every night I rocked up there over the course of a month or so, he would just get in the cab with me, and I'd just lay there chilling and laughing because there was no fear to any of it. You know what I mean? There was no malice or bad intention. It was just like he was taken with me because I'd gone round the corner and met him, like. But over the course of time.
Sean, just stop you there. With this one entity that you saw, the small one, looks like Bart Simpson.
Yeah.
Right. What colour was it when you saw it? What was it? Was it a shadow, dark colour? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, really, really dark shadow. So a wall, okay? Solid matter is made up of molecules always moving.
Yeah.
Beings that can be lighter in energy just pass straight through. But with the Bigfoots and that, I've heard the Bigfoot theory where they enter a tree in the bang. I've never heard the bang. They don't go into the tree to hide away from me. They come to spend time with me. I can talk about them in great depth if you want to hear about that. But I've never actually heard a wood knock, right?
Okay, right. If we stick with Bart Simpson for a moment.
Yeah.
If we stick with that. Did it ever communicate with you other than, the sounds it made?
They have the one sound that they make, and it's like when they're happy. That's the only sort of time you'll hear it. Like other than that, it just appear around me, and it's always that's their voice, man. If anyone's ever heard that, and the other party trick they really like to do, right, is if you at the bottom of your jacket or something, they'll just give you a couple of little tugs, like, "Yeah, I'm here, Dad. Where are we going?" sort of thing. What we doing? But like, we became best mates. And it's like two different species just hanging out and travelling round, and I'd pull in places, my light shift and that, and I'd collect things and this and that, and he'd travel around with me. He loved travelling, and I'd pull in somewhere, and you just feel the lorry rock, and he'd be off checking everyone out, like bloody comical, man, bloody comical.
Did he? If you went in,
and then I'd unstrap all the curtains, and I'd load up and everything. I'd put the curtain, and the lorry would rock, and he'd be back. And where are we going now? You know what I mean? It was just like that. And it was so bleeding funny, man.
If you stopped and went for a bite to eat, would he go into the restaurant bit? You know, the labels. Would he go into the?
I mean, I don't never know what he ate or anything. I never when he first appeared at my house, right? I had a family then, a missus and a son and that. And the first night I was going up to bed. It was like a Friday night or whatever, and I enter the hallway and I'm going to turn left to go up the stairs, and I just hear, ah! And I'm like, the little bugger's come home with me. And he was just there, man, all the time. In the end, he took a dislike to the missus. He didn't do anything bad to any of my family. He didn't interact with them in any way, shape, or form. He might have done with the dog, but I never saw that. Bigfoot do, if they like dogs. Yeah. And in the end, he moved out of the house, and he was living in the boot of my car. I used to have a saloon car, a Peugeot saloon, blue. How do I know that? Because I was like, well, he's travelling with me when I'm going to work and stuff. And I'm like, well, where is he in between? And I'm like, it was like, I don't know, 10 o'clock or whatever on a Saturday night. And I went out and I leant on my car and just rocked backwards and forwards a couple of times. And there he was. He's just come out the flaming boot of the car.
Didn't it scare you when he made that noise? You know, didn't you?
No, I laughed my ass off, dude. That's the happy sound, man. Honestly, I started calling him Tommy. I don't know if he was male or female. You could never, when he was like in the nose density, and you could still see the inkly translucent. It's the only way to describe them. You see the Bart Simpson hairdo, the really bright white cartoony 60 eyes. They're really elongated, the eyes, really, both eyes. There's no nose, there's no mouth. Don't see nipples or anything like that, right? Male or female, okay?
Yeah.
There's no genitalia between the legs that you can visually see. I mean, but you just sort of look at the corner of your eye, you know, because you're curious, aren't you? Right.
With all your travels, with all your travels, Sean, that you've been on with this entity, have you with Tommy? Has anyone else seen it? Has anyone else seen it?
No,
have you introduced it, or?
Not Tommy. Bigfoot, yeah, and mate, some people just can't cope. We can talk about that later, but Tommy never showed himself to anyone else. It's just your personal buddy, man. The personal buddy. He stayed with me for nearly a year. The last time I saw him, it was about 8 months in all, time-wise. I was sitting in the living room. It was like a Saturday night. It's about 2, 3 in the morning. I'm the only one up. And he came in under the bay window, and he was half in the wall and half out the wall. And he looked at me with them eyes, and we stared at one another. And I just kind of read their thoughts of, I'm going. Look after yourself type of deal. And we parted ways, man. And I miss the little bugger. I really do. I mean, you'd be driving along a motorway.
So you had a feeling of what he was saying. You had a feeling.
Yeah. I can. When the hairy folks speak to me or want to teach me something, cryptids teach. They, for me, I feel thoughts and processes. I can talk some big speak. They teach you subconsciously, right? I can.
Can you speak some? Can you speak some?
I won't, because if someone records it and plays it to another group, you could bring a lot of hurt on yourselves, dude. Off the mic, and if you're not recording, I'll give you a little bit of powwow or something. But I would not do it publicly, right? Because
would you?
If someone plays that out in the woods somewhere, the dialogue is different between groups of them, okay? And some of them really take offence, man.
Okay, Sean. How with different groups, different packs out there, they must have our equivalent of hello, how are you?
That's
What's that?
more. That's more their speed talk, where they talk a mile a minute. If you've ever heard it, that's they
How would
get
they
it
say
done.
that? How would they say that? Do you know how they would
That's
say that?
I've just given you a rough rendition of that. That is
Oh, that's
what I
it.
call that's like speed talk, right? They don't do
How's it
that
go?
around me.
Right.
That's their sound. That's the sound, right?
How's it go again?
I'm not going to do it again, but that's yeah.
Okay. Okay.
They talk a mile a minute, dude. Other races,
Right.
everything is in symbol form. Okay,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
lots of
Yeah.
different ways of communicating. For us, it's the mouth, isn't it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, no, uh, yeah, we have the mouth, we have
Yeah,
gestures. You know,
yeah.
gestures play a big part
Hands.
in communication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's an audio-visual world that
Yeah,
we
that's right.
exist into.
But they're all capable of mind speak, right? Mind speak. To connect with the hive collective. There are many in the group of one. Okay. Um, I've evolved over the years. My subconscious, everything has evolved. I can see the energy of many different ones if they wish me to see it. Some can still hide from me because I'm not quite high enough up the chain yet. I can operate in fourth density now. I've been on the path of the Great Awakening, and I'm very familiar with spacecraft. I have been on a spacecraft. Do you want to talk about that sometime? I'm happy to.
Yeah,
Um,
are they is our spacecraft linked to Sasquatch? Are they linked to
uh,
them?
dude, we can have a look. There's many conversations to be had. Let's finish off like the shadow story, and we can
Okay.
go somewhere
Yeah.
else. Right, little Tommy. Okay, while he was with me, we
Mm.
were best friends, man. Best friends. I don't really have human friends anymore because I was awoken, and many people can't stand to be in the same room as me now. Me walking in and not even opening my mouth, people can just start ranting hate at me because I operate in a higher energy field.
Right.
Not
Okay.
so much now. I've been switched off, but I fulfilled my sole purpose. I done that. I stepped out and confronted the army of darkness. You want to know about that? I can talk about that. Anyway, little Tommy, man, we were travel buddies for nearly a year, man, and
Yeah.
I really miss the little dude. I genuinely do, man. The things he would do. He would always sit on the bunk or sit behind your seat and that because you're mates, and that's how we roll. More often, you'd feel a finger through the back of the seat. Lorry seats have high backs, right? And a little finger would just poke you in the back, and it was just things like that, man. A little touch on the face, you know what I mean? And we were buddies, man. And sometimes he'd come and lay on the bed with me while I was sleeping during the day, you know, because we was mates, and that's what you do, it. You hang out. It's like that. It was such a
Okay.
beautiful relationship, man. Friends,
Right. Okay.
buddies, you know.
Yeah. In mind speak with him, did he tell you any information at all? Do you know of any? I know he you
He
would.
didn't. He did it with him. With them, they're like they don't have much to say. The
If it
voices
was Sean, if it was
like
me,
that, right?
Sean, if it was me, and I had a little Bart Simpson traveling around with me, the first thing, and I heard it go the first thing I'd ask it is, "What the hell are you?" That's the first
I
thing
did.
I would ask
I
it.
never. I never question who anyone is. You are who you are. You show yourself as you show yourself. I accept whomever you are. That
If
is
it was a
me.
hitchhiker,
That is.
if it was a hitchhiker by the side of the road, you
Um.
picked up a hitchhiker, would you stop for a hitchhiker blindly and let them
Um.
in, or would you ask them first, "Where are you going to?
I.
Who are you?"
Over the years, I gave a couple of people a lift, people in need. The last one was a lady, okay?
Mm,
And she was in talking to the lady I knew very well behind the counter of a garage I used to roll into every night. And I gave her a lift 20 miles down the road because I was going that way anyway.
yeah.
I'm a really nice guy. Okay.
Mm.
Sometimes people need help, right? I'm the same with homeless people, dude. Food and water. Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Somebody's got to take care of. You got to take care of your own, man.
Yeah, I have to
Right.
ask these questions because these are the questions which people at home will be thinking about. And if they were here, they would go, "God, wish he asked that." So don't get me wrong. It's not
Yeah,
that
no, it's
I,
good. It's
I
good. It's good.
I have to.
I mean,
I can't just have a one-way conversation where it's like
that's
kind of
right. That's right.
it has to be things. Extraordinary claims have to be kind of like gone over, and I have to ask certain questions. I do this with every guest.
100%, man.
You know,
And
so
I'm down with that. Otherwise, how does anyone or a race,
yeah,
a collective, as in people that are going to see this, grow?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Evolution, baby. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, so
It's like
that's
that.
right. Yeah.
Tommy,
So
his type don't have much to say. It's their voice is quite simply, ah. That's all I ever heard over 8 months, dude. The happy sound. I'm here, yeah, like you know what I
right.
mean. We're
Yeah.
brothers, or
Why
brother and sister, even. You know what I mean?
Sean, what's the difference between Tommy and a ghost?
Well,
What's the
I've
difference?
heard, I've heard the footsteps of the past, you might call it, where I used to work on an airfield and walk around at night with a dog, and you know what I mean. The security dude. I've been there and done that. Um, I've heard the footsteps of the past, man, and they never freak me out at all because you have respect for the energy and what was. Okay, that is me. I don't like. Ah! I've had some
Yeah.
real scary experiences with a Bigfoot and a Dogman. They're like, yeah, people want to see them. I'm like, well, I hope it's a drive-by and they're reasonably mellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Sean, what's the difference between Tommy and a ghost?
I don't really know how to answer that. To me, Tommy or his race are cryptids. Okay.
Right. What makes Tommy different though? What makes Tommy different in your eyes? What makes
Because they
Tommy
can
different?
almost become a solid form. Okay, that's the only
Right.
way that I can describe it. I classify that particular individual as a cryptid. I mean,
No,
I'd
that's
say,
fine. That's fine because
I'd
everyone has to.
say, I'd say ask a cryptozoologist, but I mean, really, what do they know? I mean, you've got scientists that refer to Bigfoot as an ape. I mean, how disrespectful.
Mm,
But
yeah. You know,
I
you
wonder,
can't.
how under the thumb they really are, and how much is put on
Well,
them. So I'm
yeah,
not
I'm not.
bashing them, right? But
No, I'm not. I don't want to get on to. I don't want to
yeah,
get
no,
on
I
to
don't. But
people because if they choose to spend, if they choose to spend
yeah, that's it, man.
150
It's
quid
just to
getting
me,
it.
you are being pushed to speak that way. But then,
Yeah,
if you've never
I like to.
experienced, right?
Hang on. Sorry, 1 minute, Sean. I just like to talk to people that haven't spent 150 quid on
Hmm.
doing a certain amount of hours, to get their cryptozoology. I like to talk to
I
people that have
yeah,
had experiences.
experiences, mate.
But
It's
when
me.
I talk to those people having experiences, I want to talk to them. I don't just want to listen to them
Hmm.
all the while. So that's why I ask questions.
Yeah, no, that's
So
cool.
when that right, so that's fine. So that's Tommy. That's great. That's
Hmm.
super. So in your mind, he's a cryptid.
He's a cryptid. Yeah.
What type of cryptid?
How do you classify a cryptid, dude? What is Dogman? You know what I
There's
mean?
3 types of dogman in my book, that
Um,
I've encountered type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is a quadrupedal. It's the one that's often seen in cemeteries, burial
Van
mounds.
Helsing.
I've got it on video on my video library as well. I've got about 2 or 3 videos of it. One in Camberwell Cemetery, another one in the woods in Essex, really close to me. Distinctive
There's
twin
plenty of them
black
down
ears.
your neck of the woods, dude. I've heard many encounters from
Yeah,
down there,
there's
mate.
loads. Type 2 is more of a large squat, almost like a guided gorilla type. Very powerful, very squat. It walks on all fours. It's easier. It runs on all fours, but it stands up on two legs and it looks around, and it can walk on two legs. It's got less of a muzzle, more of a flat face, quite ugly, broad face,
like a chow. The muzzle of a chow, the ears of a cheetah.
Yeah, kind of. If you want to see it, I've got one on video that I took. I'll put the link down the bottom in the description. I've taken 2 sets of videos of that one. Once again, it's up for. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying it isn't, but by golly, it then half looked like one. And if anyone can have a look and let me know if it isn't one, what it actually is that I caught, then that's wonderful. Leave it in the comments. Type 3 I've seen. This is a cryptid, which is a Dogman type 3 from a distance. Saw 2 of them right at a distance. But very quick, very agile, very powerful. As they're often pictured in AI, with the large long muzzle,
and
triangular shape body.
more teeth than makes sense, dude. I mean, when they smile at you, they really impose an image into your brain. When you stare into them burning amber eyes, dude.
Now, I've seen also a Bigfoot in Cannock Chase. I've only seen 2 Bigfoot in all my time, and one was in a Cannock Chase. So that's a cryptid to me. Something which is animalistic in type, but unexplainable in the animal world. That is in my interpretation of a cryptid. So, what's your interpretation?
Yeah,
What is Tommy?
I kind of get that. To me, that they are a type of cryptid. Because they come and go. You know, they're not like constantly in one place. They can move on to other places. Apparitions and such are kind of stuck within a timeline, aren't they? Most people, I think, would agree on that. It's just my interpretation of a ghost. Do you know what I mean? Or poltergeist type of entity.
Yeah.
There's a difference. There's a difference. When you see them, you kind of like you feel it out.
Yeah.
Then ones you've been showing on video, I'd like you to record and can you possibly play it there and see what sort of reaction you get? It's better if you're there in person or someone's there to play a recording just to see what the reaction is. I'd love to know, man.
If you've got a recording, then send it up.
I mean, I could just imitate it, and you could like record that and try playing it.
Yeah, but then, what, Tommy?
Yeah, shadow beings in that house, dude. I'm curious, man.
All right. So are you talking about the shadow beings in your house?
Well, the one I had with me, dude, it could become completely invisible. He lived in a wall, out the way of everyone. You know what I mean? They don't. No one sees them unless.
Is this different? Is this Tommy or something different?
Tommy. This is Tommy. They can completely disappear to shadow nothing.
Right.
He came out of a wall, dude. As I said, I noticed a dark patch appear on the wall, sort of the size of a football, and then eyes and everything emerge from said shadow, and I'm like, well, yeah. That was the face of Tommy the first time I saw Tommy, man, and yeah, that's a real flipping eye opener.
I bet it is. Yeah.
I mean, you know, you're like emptying your tank and OMG.
Okay, right. Was that your first introduction to things like let's call it cryptid? Is that your first introduction to a cryptid?
12 years ago it started for me with cryptids, dude, and I heard them speak through a psychic medium. She's no longer alive. She created the magic, man. They spoke to her and they said, if you would like to know them, it was all intentional for the time of now, speak to us. And they kind of roughly went around the voice of how you actually speak to them. And I went laid on the bed. I did it for 2 weeks. Once on a Friday, twice on a Friday night. I would speak into my heart space. I introduced myself, my name, and within a month, they descended upon me, and I mean descended upon me. I'll talk about that. That was a Friday night. It's about 9:30 at night. Mrs. and son get back. They brought home fish and chips. That's what you used to do on a Friday night. This is like 12 years ago, and all sat down eating away and that. Mrs. is sat opposite me at the table and that, and I'm sat in the armchair and that. We're chatting away and that, and then the next minute she freaks out. Someone's just put their hand on my shoulder. Someone's just put this. She's freaking out about it. I mean, she's not slept and hit the roof or anything, but she's like having a meltdown. And I'm like,
yeah.
What size was the hand? I want to know information. Other than that, I'm laughing my flipping ass off because something's messed with her. She's freaking out. She is. She jumped out of her skin. She did, quite literally, because the table got bumped and everything. Like, she freaked out proper. But I'd just laugh because that's me. And they found me. How do they find you? It's like this. We all have our own individual frequency. Wherever you go, any number of races from any dimension can locate you, right? I've moved house 4 times in the time I've known them. I never tell them I've moved. Don't need to. Part of the fun with them is coming and finding you, They just home in on you and boom, they mind think to you. They appear, they disappear.
Right, so you're saying that they do they come when you call them? Is that what you're saying? They come when they call them.
I can arrange a powwow, a visit. I can do that. I did it with the workmate last year, and I didn't tell him. And a 21-year-old man screamed like a woman, and I mean screamed. They didn't show themselves. All they did was rock the lorry from left to right and lower the suspension. They learn. They're right in there. They know how to work everything on a lorry that I drive because they're interested in what you do. It's interesting to them to learn things. The handheld control down the side of the seat. When I looked down the side of the seat, the light was on. I don't drive around with it. I test it in the morning with the vehicle check. I'm an HGV driver. You test everything. You know what I mean? You don't drive around with that hand controlled light on, screen light, but you also have lights on your dashboard. It's always off,
Yeah.
The light was on, and they dropped the suspension on the back of the truck. my young lad screaming his head off. I'm like, all I said was him to do. You do realise that there's no wind? That's all I said to him, and he started screaming like a flaming woman, mate. He was like, and I'm like, dude, will you calm down? We got a visit. And he's like, you what? I told him a bit about the hairy folk, and they delighted and come in and play with him because I asked nicely. I asked on the Wednesday. They rocked up on the Friday afternoon. They come to see me on a Friday. Friday's my happy day of the week. They know what day of the week it is. They don't operate by it like we do.
Sean, do they still see you on Fridays regular?
I had one pay me a visit yesterday, mate. I sung Country Road Take Me Home to them. They love music, man. A little one, 1:30 in the morning, comes rolling in, and he's all happy because I sung him a song, baby. Yeah. It's like that. They love music, man. If you've ever heard them sing, mate, my days.
All right. No, I must admit, I haven't heard what I would call a
the harmonies, man. Oh my God, they go way away from houses and things before they do, and oh my days, they're amazing when they sing, man. You can hear them for miles. Miles, dude. When they know you, They're always checking up on you, man. They're a
Mm.
very caring race. They really are. I said, if you go about it the right way, I'm not a researcher, dude. I'm a seer. For me, seeing is believing, right? Your eyes do not lie at what you see. Although
Yeah.
many people, right? The Palace and Gimlin film, okay?
Yeah.
Your eyes see what you see. Yet many can't accept that that is, for want of a better word back then, called a Sasquatch. That's a female Sasquatch.
So
That's a real. That is real.
that's real.
People can't believe it.
Okay.
That was deliberate, man. I know stuff, okay? That was deliberate back then for the things that they doing now. Okay?
Okay.
They are playing a very big part in our evolution.
Okay.
All are playing their part, man.
Right. Okay. Now, Sean. Okay. So, all of the times that you've um felt them be near you,
hmm
and you sensed them, and one visited you yesterday.
hmm
Do you ever see them, or is it just
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What do they look like?
Regular.
What's regular?
Hairy people.
Right.
They have
How
big
big?
feet.
How
I
tall?
mean,
How
they're,
tall?
they're, they're called big feet, right? We call them Bigfoot. But if their foot wasn't that size, when they stood up, they'd fall over, would they not? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You
You see,
need.
why I'm asking, I'm trying to
Mhm.
be a bit specific. Why I'm
Yeah.
asking is because if you, Sean, was at home watching
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
this guy on TV called Sean, you would
Yeah,
want
no,
me
I
to
do.
ask.
I'm happy to discuss what they look like, dude.
Okay,
It really does depend on their genetics. Not all of
right,
them are hairy, okay? I mean, that would be like, what?
right,
Seriously.
okay,
Not all of
okay,
them are hairy, man. I've seen over the years in the
mm,
region of 70 Bigfoot, dude. They step out of the woodwork. They show themselves to me because of who I am, okay? My
yeah,
soul
yeah,
walk. I'm a soul having a human experience. They've played a really large part in my life, which includes spaceships. I've met
right,
one on a spaceship. Uh,
okay, right.
yeah,
Listen, that's too good. That's too good to say no to, because that is something extraordinary that not everyone can
buddy,
claim
bro, I have
to.
lived such
Right.
a beautiful life. My life is enriched by them.
Okay. So,
They're
Sean,
not dirty
Sean,
animals, man.
all right, Sean, can
hmm
can you walk me through, because as two things which I wanted to ask about, and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is, are they connected to spaceships, and how are they connected to spaceships? So, can you tell us the story about how you met Sasquatch on a UFO from the beginning? Just walk us through it, if you don't
Okay.
mind, please.
Last year, I showed an invisible brother the ascension sign. He was stood 20 feet away from me. He knows what I'm asking. My soul, something inside me told me to do it. About 3 weeks pass. The divine love appears. I got visited by God. I was awoken. There are many awoken ones on the planet. Not everyone will get it, but when it's your time to evolve, you
Yeah.
will feel it, right? Um, oh my God, such a beautiful experience, dude. I've never felt a love like it. I had tears running down my eyes, man. I'm a grown man and I can say that because it's the truth, okay?
Okay.
It, your heart is opened. It's an amazing experience. It really is. Um, I
So
became
start at the
light.
beginning. Start at the beginning. Start at the beginning.
hmm
Take your time. Take your time.
hmm
Start about, when did you first see the UFO? But did you see the UFO first, or did you see the Sasquatch?
Um, over time, we have, when you're an awakened one, masters come in many different shapes and forms, including archangels, okay? time of my sleep training, my body was asleep in bed. Okay, I went there in my light body. Right. Oh God, I didn't want to come back to my body. I was having such a time. Um, I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol. Okay, HGV drivers were tested regular. You're on the street, you ask one. Okay, you do not believe me? Ask a lorry driver. We're not told
No,
what day of the week we're tested. Okay, but
I do
yeah,
believe
man.
you. I do believe you. Another string, as you know, another string to my bow is I used to work in and around the HGV
I've spoke to
arena.
that many people over the years, dude, and they're all like, "Whoa, there's something wrong with you. You're this. You're that. You're on drugs. You're this." I said, "Mate, you've just seen me get out of that lorry." I speak to people all over, man. I always have done. Many like, can't cope with him, but you know what I mean. It's like that, isn't it?
Okay, so when you
But
had
anyway, so
yeah, so it was astral.
over the time, yeah,
It was,
I was you received downloads from spacecraft. Okay, one of them.
and
It
this
took
is in
about
your
45
astral.
minutes.
Hang on, Sean. This is in your
Hmm.
astral body. You left
It's
your
my light
body,
body.
right? Your light body,
Light
and
body. That's the only way I can describe it. You are a higher energy, so you are light. The
okay,
golden cord is still connected to my body. My body's laying on a bed in
that's
that
cool. So
ass, right?
yeah, I get it. I've spoken to quite a
Right.
few people who say exactly the same
Okay.
thing. So tell us
Yeah.
how you
It
when you
is
was. So
such
tell
a
us.
beautiful experience. It's like, yeah! The excitement, and I visited so many that night. I didn't want to return to my damn body, man. I mean,
Okay,
that's like.
let's. All right, look,
Anyway,
look. It's
right.
coming up to an hour.
I
All right, it's
yeah,
coming up
yeah,
to an
yeah.
hour. Right,
I
I
go
can't
aboard.
go on for
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. Right. I go aboard a spaceship
Yeah.
for training, and I met many different ones on that ship. There was a female Bigfoot. Okay. When they go on ships, they wear a gown because, yeah, that's what they wear. Okay. I went straight up behind her and I put my hand on her shoulder, man. She swung round like they do, sideways, like. And I just put my hand straight on the side of her face, man. And we just shared a moment, but they are all connected. Okay? They do their part. They all mind speak to one another. Many languages become one language.
Sean,
Okay?
who are
With
connected?
mind
Sean,
speak.
who are connected? Who?
Many different races, dude. Arcturians, Lyrans, they're cat beings, okay?
Okay.
There's so many Andromedans,
Okay. So the aliens are connected with.
Arcturians, Pleiadians. There are many
Okay.
races above us.
And they're connected with Sasquatch.
They're all
They can talk
connected,
to.
dude.
Okay.
They
How are they
all
connected?
come together. They're all serving the light currently. Well, those that want to, you know, there are some races that aren't involved.
Okay. Right.
They go on
So,
ships, they have powwows, and they speak about the Earth, Mother Earth. Mother Earth is evolving, dude. This is the whole point of all of this. It's Mother
okay.
Earth is evolving, okay?
Okay.
They
That's a.
are as much as us children of the Earth, okay?
Okay. That's cool. Cool. I get it. That's fine. Now, what was the ship like?
100%, man.
What was the ship like? How did you get on it?
I didn't see the outside of a ship. I appeared in it, right? That is the
What
only
was it
ship
like?
I never saw. I never visualized the actual outside of the ship. I've often thought about that as being really weird. I materialized within the ship. Okay,
What was the
there are,
inside
there,
like?
there,
What was the
there
inside
are
like?
there are various panels and things. I was taken to a panel and taught how to operate a grid. Um, my hand, you just instinctively, I knew what to do, and I'm moving this screen around. You can't. There's just points of light and things. It's the best way to describe it. And my hands moving like this, an alarming pace, and I'm just doing stuff. And I'm like, well, this is cool. That was the actual experience. I was taught to
Yeah.
control a grid.
Right. Okay. So when you were controlling the grid, did they
Hmm.
tell you what the grid was for? I guess the grid was just a series of squares. A series of
Um,
squares you were controlling. Yeah, almost
I'm
like
a pillar,
crosshairs.
a
Crosshairs.
pillar of light,
Crosshairs.
a pillar of light. We, many of us on the earth that were awakened, we raised a grid. That is the only thing I know to say about it. But I participated in that. I have been a pillar of light to raise Mother Earth. That's the best way
What
to put
on
it,
the?
really.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just want to get a timeline right. So you
Yeah,
raised
yeah,
the grid. You raised the grid on Mother Earth at that
yeah,
time when you were on a spaceship.
yeah. That was all
Okay.
part and parcel of that, and how to maintain said grid from a ship. I was taught how to do that, but
Okay. Did
it
they tell you why? Did
instinctively
they tell Sean? Did they tell you why? Did they tell you why you had to do that, or what it was
s-
for?
sleep training, dude. That's all I was told. I
Sleep
went
training.
and I went and I participated. You feel the urge. You are given
Yeah.
instruction. You
Yeah.
go and you do. Okay, it's the most beautiful thing. You don't think your mind doesn't come into play at all because it's where the ego resides. Ego
Mm.
can corrupt you and make things. You never understand stuff if you operate from the mind. When you operate from the heart, everything is true and pure.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Got you. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So you raised the grid
Hmm.
on Earth. So all these crosshairs kind of like well cross Earth. You operated that, and it was to help with people's sleep training.
Help with my that it was rephrased to me as my time for sleep training. Me personally to go to experience to see how it's operated from a said ship down here. I beam energy up from my core,
Okay.
my inner energy. It came
Right.
from within me, and I
Okay.
project it upwards. Okay,
Super.
hands, your
Excuse
hands,
me for
right?
being. Excuse
Your
me for
hands,
being.
you
Yeah.
have eyes here. Okay, that's the best way to describe it. I can push energy through my hands.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Um. What was the ship like inside, other than the panels? Did you see the pilot?
A lot of things are operated through the mind, dude. Things pop up out of the floor as and when they are required. Okay, a
Okay.
seat, a bench, it comes up through the floor. When you no
Okay.
longer use it, it disappears.
Yeah.
It's mad, but
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
some ships I like white to look at. The giant ships are crystalline. I would class it as like a crystalline ship. It's kind of how it's made up, the material. That's the only way I can describe it. When you see them with your naked eye, they are like white light in the sky. They're like crystally looking. They're giant, they are. Space travel is done with the ship the size of an aircraft carrier. They use wormholes. I've been taught all this.
Sean,
If
can I
you're
ask you something?
going, hmm
You saw a Sasquatch on there, and it was wearing a cloak.
she's wearing a cloth, like like what a head teacher would wear years ago. You know, when he'd come in
Oh,
and do this bloody school assembly.
yeah. I know this might sound a bit pedantic to say, but I would first of all look at its feet because, invariably they're always in boggy parts of the forest, in muddy parts of the woods. Did you
They
see that its feet did it have flip flops on, or did it have did it leave
no, they're,
footprints? Did it
they're
have flip?
always
Did it?
they're always barefoot, dude. They like to
Was
be
there any mud on?
connected.
Was there any mud it brought up with it?
No, 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 not on the ship, dude. The ship was sparkling clean, man. No, some of them only have three toes, dude. I mean,
Right. Okay.
sometimes there are six fingers. I mean, you are who
Yeah.
you are.
That's yeah. I don't know.
All right.
Six fingers is. Funny
Some
enough,
have
on
three toes. I'm serious, man. It's a genetic. Is it a hiccup? What would you call that?
mm,
I I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, Dogman's hands really I'm drawn to Dogman's hands. Once you look past the eyes and the teeth, the hands fascinate me. The bottom of the hands, because on several I have seen real close up, they kind of remind me of raccoon paws, apart from the claws, like. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. No, they are. They're quite elongated. The hands
I,
themselves look
their hands
elongated.
fascinate me. They're not feet, the front, are they? They're hands, man.
Yeah, yeah. Very human-like, but elongated. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Very
to me,
human-like.
I always think of raccoons when I see their hands. Like, look, just type one type I'm talking about. You know what I mean? The Van Helsing thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think they're like genetically
Well,
modified. They are built for impact, dude. I watched a 9 foot by 4 leap out the top of a 60-foot tree, dude. Free fall, no freaking parachute, and I'm like, what the? Yeah, and he crashed through all the lower trees and things like it was nothing, man. I didn't hear a thud or nothing when he hit the ground, but my God, man, they just do it, you know.
yeah.
That's quite something to bloody see, I tell you.
Oh yeah. No. That's right. Yeah.
The muscles, man.
Yeah. These are dogmen, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And these are type 3. These are the ones that you see on
Type 1,
AI.
dude.
No,
Type 1.
type ones are the quadrupedal ones. The dogs. The
Oh, well,
large ones.
Van Helsing I'm talking about. I thought it was a
Yeah,
type 1. I don't
yeah,
understand all that
yeah,
bloody
yeah,
mumbo jumbo. But
yeah.
like,
No, that's fine.
your Van Helsing type, I mean, the Van
Yeah,
Helsing movies
yeah.
doesn't do them justice when you see them in the flesh, you know what I mean? But like,
No, no.
man, they
What
are
did you
built to collide.
what was your first run-in with a Van Helsing dogman? Can you explain how that went?
I'm very familiar with the Lincolnshire Pack, okay?
Okay.
I used to drive up the old trunk road, the A1, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of my encounters happened around there. Their abilities are nuts. One come out there, I was going up the dual carriageway travelling north, and the 7-footer comes crashing out the bloody woods on the opposite side of the carriageway. One leap, he's at the central reservation. He takes another leap, he's 10 feet in the bloody air. He's gone straight over that, another step, and he's gone. Dude, they can book. That's on 2 feet.
Yeah, yeah. No, they are quick, yeah.
And they just leave you with that, ow. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Was it in Lincolnshire? I spent quite some time when I was younger in Spalding. And I know that around that area, it's very flat. They grow a lot of things like potatoes and stuff like over that way. But
They thrive out there, man.
what do you mean drive?
Thrive.
Oh, 5. Yeah. Sorry, 5. Yeah. No. They do thrive out there. Yeah.
They do better out in nature than they do in captivity. That's what them would say. Them facilities, mate, and stuff the world population because they don't care if you go missing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
it's like that, man. It's better to be in the know than not, isn't it? You know what I mean?
So that was the only time you've come across a dogman then, that one, when it went across the road.
It's not the only time I come across a dogman, dude. I'm into double digits with them.
Have you
have you got time?
At the time? Did you have a dash cam at that time?
Yeah, the lorries all ever had that. I wouldn't even speak to the company about it because they wouldn't believe me. You know how it is.
Were you able to check the dash cam?
No, I can't access that. I never got any footage. When I spend time with the hairy folk, dude, I don't take cameras and phones with me. I leave my phone at home, dude. I'm respectful of them, you know. I'm talking like this now with the camera, like it's not something I do. You know what I mean? I'm just sharing experiences.
Well, hopefully it will help others out there, you know. That's what I'm hoping.
I mean, it's like that.
They won't feel so alone. People won't feel so alone in their experiences.
If anyone's seen something and you don't talk about it, the best people to talk about it to are people like us.
What was the part which was that? Have you had a terrifying encounter
Yeah,
with Dogman that got you
yeah.
to that
I,
point?
I, I,
Okay.
I was leaving home for work. Okay.
Mm.
I lived in a block of terraced houses at the time. Okay. There's like a dirt walkway all the way up out the front of the yard. You go a garden and turn right out through a gateway. It's got an arch in it. It's about 6 and a bit feet tall. The arch, like privet hedge and conifer and stuff. Right. Anyway, I open the front door. It's like 11:45 at night. I'm going to work. Immediately, I'm hit in the face with this stench, gagging. I wasn't awake or anything back then, and I was experiencing, kind of still green back then. It's the best way to put it. And my gut is, don't go out there. Everything's screaming, don't go out there. Dude, I'm a lorry driver. My lorry's got to go. I'm the only one that can take it where it needs to go. I can't make a phone call at that time of night. The load would never get delivered. I'll get the sack. I've got a family, bills to pay. God, does that throw you into some shit right there? That scenario. Yeah, man.
Okay,
I was
Sean.
gagging.
Okay, that's fine. Sean, hang on a minute. Hang on. Look, because people lose you here. Run us through. Right. Okay. Run us through. Were you in the truck or were you going to the truck when you smelt that smell?
I opened the front door of my house, leaving to
Okay.
go to work, dude.
Okay, and it was outside your front house.
I opened the front door and I'm hit with a stink wall.
Okay.
I'm gagging. I didn't even turn around and face the missus. I've got to go to work, so I walked out of the garden. I turned right. I'm looking at the arch in the gateway, and I'm like, what the frick's that tree branch doing there? That was the mind, the ego speaking. I'm like, that's no tree branch. There ain't a tree branch there. I'm like, it's an arm. It's not a Bigfoot arm. I know the difference. It's a Dogman arm. I'm like, I'm really in for it. The terror that night, I nearly said F then. Yeah, it was extreme. The terror, they can really put it on you.
They can. So
I,
you saw the arm.
I can't sidestep that. I have to go under that, dude.
Right. So most people, Sean.
My fists are clenched and everything, dude.
Okay, I know. I get it. Right, you saw the arm, and the arm was where? Was it across the pathway?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of blocking my exit. It's like you're not going anywhere. I'm like, well, my lorry's got to run. I've got no choice in it. I've got to dice with the devil, man. That is it in a nutshell. So I go, quick step. I'm clenched and I'm ready to fight for my life. And I mean fight for my life. I go to try and duck under the arm. Boom! It comes down across the head. I fly forwards, man. And I'm just ready to fight for my life, right? I get out of that flaming gateway. I go to the edge of the path. My car's passenger side facing the curb, okay? I've got to get round to the side of the car. I hit the button. I unlock the damn car. I'm still breathing and I'm alive, dude. And my heart's racing and breaking out my damn chest. I opened the back door of that car. I'm an ex-rugby player. I launched that bag in the car. I thought I'd put it through the flicking passenger window, dude. Luckily, it hit the bottom of the door and not the flaming window. I thought I'd launch my bag straight through the bloody window of the car. I slammed the door. I got in the driver's side. Well, I didn't get in. I opened the driver's side. I turned and faced where it was. In front of me, the neighbour's got like an 8-foot conifer hedge, dude. And the next second, this conifer hedge erupts. It's 8 feet of this conifer hedge are flailing all over the sodding place. And I am like, how the hell is this not all coming out the freaking ground, dude? People want to see Dogman. I'm like, You really don't. Yeah,
Right.
that experience, dude. It went way deeper than that.
Okay.
It was
Right.
meant.
So when it came out of the hedge, did you see it come out of the hedge?
It didn't come out of the hedge, dude. The hedge came to life. The hedge was flailing around like flipping mad. How can 8 foot of a hedge all move in stupid directions with that much force and not be ripped out the ground? It's the point
Yeah.
I'm
No,
making. They're
I
otherworldly,
got you.
right?
I got you. I got you.
Do
I got you. I
you
just wanted to.
understand that
I know.
concept, man?
Yeah, sure. No, it's just that
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot more emotion than we have description for me.
Yeah. But that is,
No,
I'm
which is
reliving it,
fine.
right?
No, I know that's fine. I get it. Sure, I'm on your side. I get it. It's just
Yeah.
I need to sort of like
It
sometimes
didn't. It didn't
kind
stick
of
its head out the edge. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for the teeth because I know they like to impose that impression on you. But it did what it came there to do, and that was to
right.
make contact. Right.
Okay.
Over the course of months,
Hmm.
I've never heard anyone speak of it. I'm going to speak. A finger and a claw were planted within me head. Okay.
Hmm.
I've never heard anyone talk about it because they send you bat shit crazy.
Okay.
I've only ever heard one person speak of it, Kat Hansen, man. She's a beautiful lady. She spoke about it, but I've never heard the effects, right? I'm going to talk about it.
Who's she? Who's she? Who's she?
Kat Hansen, spelled with a K.
Oh, is she online? Is she?
I haven't seen anything of her for ages, man. She's a beautiful Native American dude.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I just wanted to know. She's meant Native American. That's fine. That's fine. I just
She
wanted to
she
know.
she she speaks about cryptids. She knows cryptids, you know.
Okay.
I heard her once speak about that they have the ability to do that, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so months go on, like, and I'm like, well, I felt a finger and claw move in my head. I'm starting to like lose my mind a little bit. It's, I really became aware when I felt it move within my head, okay, that I'm actually starting to lose the plot. They're sending me crazy. The purpose of the visit was to slump a finger and claw in my head and punish you. They can do that to us. Anyway, I felt it move in my head. Well, I conjured up a knight of old with a big broadsword. It gave me some breathing space, right? I manifested it into my head. It calmed it down for a bit. My work assignment location, where I picked my lorry up from, moved to a different location. That was where I met Nemesis. I'll talk about him another time, maybe. But my first night there at the new site, I unlocked the 2 double gates with the padlock and chain. I hit the swipe barrier. The barrier goes up. It's making this horrible, freaking loud beeping sound. I hear 2 giants in the distance doing the power speak. And I'm like, oh, cool, there's Bigfoot here. I'm all right with that. Oh, dear. He wasn't none too happy with me rocking up there and changing things. Over the course of the week, he announced his presence. He's 9x4. And he really don't like me. He's slapping his pads up the tarmac up and down the fence line. I'm like, well, if he really wants to, he's just stepping straight through the freaking fence. It ain't stopping him. He really don't like me. The stink eye and everything. But all the little ones, there were 6 little Bigfoot. They come to me one night when I park in my car and they're projecting energy at my head. And when a group of them do that, it really freaking hurt. But I didn't know it at the time. That was where the help came to the cavalry. Yeah, little ones, man. They're OP. It really hurt. My eyes were streaming. I wasn't crying or anything, but my eyes just wouldn't stop streaming. him out there, he's huffing and puffing about them helping me. But that was my first assistance, right? They got me out of it. A few days passed. It's the weekend, like. I look out the window because I feel the presence. There's a 6x6 in white light form, Bigfoot,
Yeah.
and there's the little mini one that doesn't show himself. He's like the witch doctor, and he's getting it done, right? He enters the house, and my healing starts, dude. And I mean, oh my god, the pain. He visited me for a week, sort of every other day or so, because the energy was he put onto my head hurt that freaking much. It was hard to bear, but inside I just knew I was getting the help to remove said parasite.
Sean, are you talking headaches? Headache?
The only way I can describe it is energy, raw energy, projected and beamed at my head here. It really, really effing hurt. Okay, they ramped up each time they come. The energy was more and more. The last day that they came, dude, I couldn't even sit in the chair. It hurt that much. I'm pacing. I must have been driving and flaming mad because I can't control myself. I've got to keep moving because I'm up and down from the living room to the kitchen. I'm back and forth because it hurts that freaking much, dude. That's how much it took to get that thing out of my head. I'm still sane and I'm not in it. The finger and the claw in the head. Oh my god. That was your dog, man, mate. I'm laughing now. I'm all right now, but like, dude. Questions.
So just okay. No. Hang on, Sean. Just to be clear, so that finger on the head. Just to recap, are you saying that Dogman literally put his finger on your head, or it was the energy from Dogman?
His elbow. He smashed me in the head with his elbow. The whole point of him being there was to slip me a Mickey Finn. That's the best way I can put it, so that people understand.
Okay. So you now
they can be really spiteful, dude.
I know. It wasn't clear before, Sean. I had to.
Yeah, I know. But I'm reliving that freaking experience, dude.
Yeah,
and
I got it. So now I've got to pick
it. People want to see him, man, and I'm like, well, watch what you wish for, yeah.
Oh, I know. I get you. I understand that.
I mean that.
Oh no, I understand that. I've been close to him, but so it elbowed this Dogman.
Oh yeah, he clapped me on the head a good one
with his elbow.
Yeah, it was like between his elbow and the wrist, and he swapped the fricker down on me, and I'm like, well, I got really low to get under the sucker, you know. It was a dog, man. I know the difference between the arms, the shape, everything. They're long, just like a Bigfoot, but they're not as muscular, you know.
Okay, right, that's fine. That's now, and you're saying at the same time, sorry, right, you're saying at the same time that there was a Bigfoot there as well, or not?
No, not at the time I was attacked. No.
Okay then.
They were off doing their own thing that night. I don't even think that they knew that was coming. They had no indication that I was going to get jumped, man, or they'd have been there, man. They'd have been there.
Okay.
That was very silent and sneaky, you might say.
Right. Okay then. Okay. Right. Okay. I just wanted to, because all I know is that you had a great deal of pain in your head, and it was pure energy, but at the end, that's when we found out that it was a Dogman that actually gave you a side swipe to your forehead.
Yeah, slapped me right on the top of the head, dude.
Right. Okay. What was the lead up to that though? Why did he do that? Why did the Dogman do that? Where was
he was there?
Where was it? First of all, where was it?
Outside my neighbour's house, dude.
Outside your neighbour's house. Did your neighbour see it? Did your neighbour see it or know anything
No,
about it?
dude. No, they were up, but like, I spoke to him about it because, like, well, I'm not telling the kids about that, is what he said. It's just like, because he spoke to me and he got like, he told me because he was my landlord and he told me about a ghost and things he'd seen in his front yard now. And like, we had conversations and things, you know, he was kind of open that way, but I told him about that, but he didn't want to tell his kids. But at the time,
Okay.
I told him about it. I hadn't gone through the realization of what was happening to me and the fact that I was being sent back shit crazy.
Okay. Right. Okay. So basically, he saw it as well.
He didn't see it. It
He
never
didn't see
showed it. That particular one never turned up again. He was around 7 feet tall. I did see him in the daylight. It was about 2 months before or so. He was crouched down, digging or something. I remember seeing his back over the top of a hedge and his ears, the pincher style ears. His ears was folded back on his head. It was that one, I know, because I could feel the energy from the first time I saw that one. But he was like, "You're going to be getting it, son." That was that, you know, how I remember him.
Right. Is there any reason for that? Did you
I
do
don't know,
anything?
man. Some of them are spiteful.
Okay. Okay.
The
Right.
old timeline, dude. The old timeline, man. I'm glad I'm not a part of that really anymore. I've evolved, you know, but yeah.
What do you mean by the what do you mean by the old timeline?
Third dimensional energy. The old timeline. The way things are now. The way things are evolving. Yeah. It's really deep and meaningful to me.
Okay.
My vibration is higher so that I may move on, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to reincarnate here, man. I really don't.
Okay.
I want to be elsewhere. I've seen the future.
Oh, I wish I knew it. I tell you.
I've seen the future. I know things I can't even talk about, dude. Not because I'm nasty, and there's nothing nasty going to happen. I mean, the world's crazy right now. You will see it. I feel sorry for like people like prime ministers and things because at the end of the day, dude, they're just doing a job they're barked down at, dude, by the dark ones. You know,
Yeah. Okay.
they're just puppets, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
feel
think.
sorry for them. I
Yeah.
do.
I think a lot. I think a lot of people. I think a lot of people. You know,
You've
kind
got
of.
to see it like that because you know it's all a flipping charade, dude. It's all a charade. The cabal have run things for years, dude, for centuries. The cabal, they're called. They are like a cult is the best way to describe them. Another
Okay.
time, maybe I'll speak about what they did to me when I was a kid, dude, and I've never spoke about it.
Okay.
The
That'd be cool. So that'd be cool. Yeah. No, that would be cool. I mean, you know, maybe if we could come on again.
yeah, man, I'm
We could
down for that.
just
I'm
like
down for that.
we could.
Obviously, I think like a Q&A, if anyone's not understood anything that we've discussed, I'd be happy to touch on said things again, just to like get myself across,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, if
I'm
anyone wants
down for that.
to.
If anyone is really struggling, but it's just who I am and how I speak, you know. If
Yeah,
anyone's
that's
really
it. It's
struggling
just.
with any of it, I'll be happy
Yeah.
to elaborate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a message up on
The
here so that
finger and
if
the
anyone's got any
claw.
comments, leave the comments on the video, and I'm sure that Sean will answer them. Any questions that you've got, that's not a
Yeah,
problem at all.
yeah, yeah.
You know.
I'm
Sorry,
happy,
Sean, you were
man.
saying? You were
I
saying?
said I'm happy. They have an ability, the Dogman, to implant a finger and claw within you. And God, if I didn't know the hairy folk, man.
Well, you saying that they actually insert their finger into your head?
Yeah, I felt it move in my head, dude. That was when the alarm bells really went off in my head because I'd actually heard years ago Cat Hansen actually spoke of they can do that, right? I've never heard an encounter because I presume if you don't know who you know and you aren't connected, like luckily I am, you're just gonna go batshit crazy, man. There ain't no bloody life.
No. I get you.
So if anyone has any questions, I'll be really happy to have a chat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No problem. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Is there anything else that you want to mention before I wrap it up?
There are many spaceships above us. How many of you have seen them? Yeah.
Right.
How many videos have you played of things moving in the night sky? Chris is the guy, right?
Mm.
How you doing, buddy, bro?
Yeah. So, what do you think? What do you reckon of the drones then that we saw over Christmas in November and December?
I've actually seen a large drone myself, and I really didn't know what to make of it. There was like green lights and things. When when spaceships fly over me, because they do, because I am connected how I am, a white light will flash, a bright white light. It will flash on, flash off. That is hello, okay? That is what they said to us. They always
Okay.
say hello if they're around you, your star family, okay?
Mm. Right. Yeah. Got you.
Right.
Okay.
And Thursday, Friday, I was out the back there. I don't smoke no more. The hairy folks stopped me smoking, dude. My vape pipe one day, early hours of the morning, get up for work, a cup of tea and a vape. I'm like, I put it in my mouth. I'm like, what the heck? They'd put a ring of mud around my bloody vape pipe. It was bloody mud. I tested it. I was like, I had to stick it in my mouth for another try. I'm like, you little buggers. And I scraped it all off and I was back to me vaping. But I'm like, well, they're really trying to tell me something.
Yeah.
It's bad,
Okay.
bad for you, dude. I don't smoke
So,
anymore.
so you didn't? No, I don't get it. I get it. Oh, that's right. If you have got any if you've got any web pages, or if you've got any YouTube or anything else that you want to
I don't,
plug?
I don't do anything. I mean, I don't, you know, I speak to people, man. I've spoke to people for years about various things and that.
Mm.
Indians make me laugh. They're really superstitious when you speak. When I spoke to Indian people about the shadow one, Tommy,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
That they once they understand what you mean when I'm mentioning like inky translucent being and things. When I speak to like Indian guys, if I'm like delivering into Luton or somewhere like that, right, or Birmingham, say,
Mm.
I speak to them about said things. So I always say to people, "Hey, mate, have you seen anything?" Well, they're like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Have you ever had any like strange experiences, like ghosts, blah blah blah?" And then I start talking about Tommy, like, and then they mention gin a lot, and they get like real superstitious and don't really want to say anymore. But they always mention gin,
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, they do. But
right?
it's their culture, you see, because
Yeah,
it's not
yeah, yeah.
their culture. It's gin we have over here as well.
Hmm.
We have gin over here. It's just
Yeah. They
another
are said to be
entity.
builders. I've heard. I've heard it several times. They're supposed to be beautiful builders. I've never seen anything they build. I'd love to see what they build, you know?
Mm,
I'm open
mm,
minded, man. I like to experience things, you know?
yeah.
So,
No, I get
I
it.
mean,
Yeah.
Faye, okay? The Tinkerbells, they exist, man. I've walked through the woods many a time with Tinkerbells flying around me, dude. They're beautiful to see, man. I mean, like, what you mean, like the Tinkerbell from Peter Pan? Yeah, I do. I've seen many of them, man. The King came to see me one night, man. He appears feet in front of my face. He comes to me as a white being, you know, peaceful. No, white is good, okay?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we share some thoughts and ideas and respect one love, man. And then he departs, but he actually took the time to just come and spend some time with me, and I really respect that, man. I met
Mm,
another gin, like 5 feet tall or so. They were of dark energy. They didn't like me at all, but I was. The date was 5/5 last year, man. The opening of the portal was 5/5. Okay, 2024. Um, midnight. I walked down the woods. I wasn't
opening
alone.
what, Sean? Opening what portal? What portal?
There are many portals that are opening, dude. There are
No, the
12 in
five
all.
five. Yeah, 5/5.
Right?
You said that was a specific date.
Yeah, that was a
5/5.
specific date of an opening of a portal. Okay.
Oh, right.
Um,
Where was that? Do you know where
I,
that was?
I don't know where that one particular one opened. There's one in Scotland, I know. I've been told about that. They're all over the world, dude. Wars and things and are created around them because they don't want anyone going anywhere near. It's all like, you can't have that technology. Bah, you know, the darkness,
Yeah,
man.
sure. Yeah.
The force of light are here. All those in ships, dude, are of the light. They are the warriors of love. That is what I call them, man. They are here and they are helping humanity.
Okay.
At some point, there's going to be disclosure, okay? I don't know when that's coming. Everyone's consciousness has to rise before it happens, is all I know. So I'd like everyone to be really happy and embrace the future, man, because I want it to happen. I want that ship to land, man. I mean, they do for me, but you know, that's like, generally night time when that happens. You spend time with some people, right? Ships land around me, dude. The love energy from them, it's just amazing, man.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, you know, I really want to thank you for coming on and sharing what you've shared. And I'm sorry if I.
You're fine, man. You're fine. Yeah, it's a different show, right?
Yeah, it's a
But
different
like,
show.
I wonder kind of what the actions are going to be because, like, are you for real? I'm like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, and it's very emotional. It's very. I understand how emotional it is for you. I understand.
I don't like. I really dropped into the character of my time back then, but like, I don't behave like that around them. You want to watch yourself because I'll slap your ass. That's me now, like, you know.
Yeah.
I stepped out and faced the army of darkness. That was one of my missions.
Okay.
There were thousands of reptilians, dude, and I stepped out and I was going to have at it with the flipping lot. Reptilians. Do you want to hear about reptilians? Anyone? The 9x4 type, okay? They're like greenish skin, orange eyes, the slit like, you know, the serpent eye. Okay, I'll be happy to tell you about that experience.
Okay. Right. Sean, it's been wonderful. I'm going to take you off now. I'm going to finish up. I want to say thank you very much again coming on.
Yeah, cool, man. It's cool, right? So I enjoyed actually sharing because I've never spoke about it like this. You know what I mean? It's like
no. Well, it's going. I'll tell you what. It's going to be. I think it's going to. It's going to be an eye opener for a lot of people.
Mate, I have lived. The last few years of my life have been fantastic. I have met so many beautiful beings, dude.
Yeah.
Humanity doesn't yet know what treat it is in for.